Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and work on a final check for multiplication. If you remember at the beginning of the year, we took a check on multiplication, and now I'm going to go ahead and check you again just to see how much we've learned throughout the year, which I think some of us have really learned a lot. So we're going to start out with number 1. It says, what is another way to write the problem 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5? Now, we have A, B, C, and D, okay? And I want you to think to yourself, how many of these 5s do we have? Okay, think to yourself, how many 5s do we have? How many of those groups do we have to come up with our answer? All right, how many groups of 5 do we have? So go ahead and put in your answer for number 1. Okay. Number 2. It says 4 times 3 is 12. We know that. So what is 40 times 3? Think to yourself. 4 times 3 is 12, and then 40 times 3 is 12. Look what we added onto that 4. So then, what are you going to figure out? Is your answer A, B, C, or D? Number 3. Amy kicked 7 goals in the soccer game. Each goal was worth 3 points. Which number sentence could be used to show Amy's points from soccer goals? So again, think to yourself, what is the information they're giving you here? Okay, what numbers do you find? And think to yourself, do you see any words? Okay, then what do we think it is? A, B, C, or D? Alright. Number 4. Matt wants to buy 3 video games that cost $45 each. Which number sentence shows one way how much Matt needs to pay? You can think to yourself, what are some numbers that you see? And what words do you see? And number 5. Liz has cookies that have 5 chocolate chips each. Liz has a total of 40 chocolate chips. How many cookies does Liz have? Alright, now let's think about this. Her cookies, she has 5 chocolate chips on each of her cookies. Okay? She only has 40 chocolate chips. So then think to yourself, how many of these cookies can she make? A, B, C, or D? Okay, when you're done with that, go ahead and turn your paper over. When I see everyone's finished, we'll go ahead and check over this section. Alright, let's look at the next page. It talks about Stephanie shades the date in June on her calendar. Okay. Below each day she has swim practice. Her calendar shows a pattern based on the pattern. What is the next date Stephanie has piano practice? Now it says piano, it should really be swim practice. So we want to know is, what's the next date that Stephanie has swim practice? So here's her pattern. If we kept shading, we'd probably find what would be our next set in the pattern. And don't forget this side over here. So we want to know is, what is going to be her next swim practice date? Okay. Number 7. The park below is shaded like a rectangle. We can even say a square, but remember rectangles are squares. The picture below shows the length and the width of the park. What is the area of the park? Okay, remember we want to figure out what the area is. Think about what the area is. Okay, we know it's 10 with the length and 6 with the width. Okay. Number 8. What is the unknown factor shown in the array below? Here's our array. We have something times 5 equals 20. So we want to know what is that unknown factor right there. Alright, number 9. It says check, or we could fill in all the boxes of the problems that are true. So we're going to look at each of these problems and we're going to think to ourselves, are these true or not? So is 4 times 7 28? If that's true, go ahead and fill that in. Does 36 divided by 6, think about what does that equal? Whatever it is, does that equal 30 divided by 5? do these two equal each other? Does 9 times 3 equal 27, or 36? Does 2 times 8 equal 4 times 4? Does 64 divided by 8 equal 8 divided by 1? So again, you are going to have more than 1. So fill in all the ones that are correct. And number 10, which number completes both tables? Okay? Notice in this table we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but nothing's filled out there. But then we have 4, 8, some number 16, 20. So think to yourself, which of these numbers fills that in? And then on our bottom table we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have some number 15, 18, 21, 24. So again, think to yourself, which number fills in there? It should be the same as this one right there, and go ahead and fill that in right there as our answer. Alright, here's our last question. It says, Mr. A is collecting baseball cards. He makes 2 plans to try and collect the most tickets. Should be cards, actually. Sorry about that. Plan A is to collect 30 cards a week for 6 weeks. Plan B is to collect 50 cards a week for 3 weeks. Which plan should Mr. A choose? And then go ahead and use the box below to show how you found the answer using words, pictures, and numbers. Okay, good luck on that. When you're done with it, go ahead and close it, and we'll go ahead and go over the rest of these. Thanks a lot.